Yeah. So today I'm going to start a new chapter, that is genetics. Heredity and variation. Heredity and variation. Dear students, we should know about this aspect, about this topic. Before going to this topic, I'll give a series of definitions of different terminologies that we use in genetics. That is very, very important for your exam, board exam, as well as for your competitive exam. Here I made a list of those and I'll explain it one by one. First one is phenotype. It is external appearance of an organism. External appearance of an organism is called phenotype. What is external appearance? Dear students, if I tell elephant, imagine elephant, you can clearly get the picture of the elephant, or if I say lion, tiger, we'll get different pictures in our brain. It is because every organism, it has its own appearance, external appearance, and that is called phenotype. That is called phenotype. Phenotype means it is external appearance of an organism. Phenotype is external appearance of an organism. Then genotype. Genotype. It is genetic makeup of an organism. Genetic makeup of an organism is called genotype. So phenotype is external appearance of an organism. Genotype is genetic makeup. Genetic makeup means what? We can't see that because it will be there inside the cell. Inside the cell, where it will be? Inside the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, inside the chromosome. Inside the chromosome, it will be there. In the DNA. Genes, they are located inside the chromosome. Now, we should know what is gene. What is gene? Or it is also called Mendelian factor. Mendelian factor. Gene is also called Mendelian factor. It is also known as, gene is also known as unit of inheritance. Gene is also called unit of inheritance. Where exactly the gene is situated? Usually, suppose imagine this is a chromosome. Why chromosomes are called chromosomes? Because chroma means color, zoma means body. Chroma. So this is a chromosome. And chroma, color, zoma means body. So chromosoma means colored body. Inside the this chromatid arms, we observe the genetic material. The genetic material will be like this. Yeah, genetic material will be like this. This is our DNA. This is our DNA. And in this DNA, in this particular DNA, yes, in this particular DNA, we observe the nitrogen bases. Okay, nitrogen bases. These nitrogen bases together constitute the gene. These nitrogen bases, there may be one gene may consist 10,000 such bases, base pairs, or 15,000 such base pairs, or 25,000 such base pairs, depending upon the working ability of the gene. Now, I hope it is clear to you where exactly the gene is situated. Gene is situated inside the chromosome, inside the DNA, in the form of nitrogen bases. The group of nitrogen base pairs, systematically arranged nitrogen base pair is called gene. Is it clear? Yeah. Now, we came to know about the definition of phenotype. Phenotype means external appearance. Genotype means genetic makeup. Phenotype is visible. Genotype is, it is not visible, invisible. Okay. Now, alleles. Alleles or allelomorphs. Alleles or allelomorphs. This is alternative forms of a gene. Alternative forms of a gene is called allele. What is this alternative form of a gene? For example, I will take one example. Stem height is a character. Stem height is a character. Correct? Here, there are two alternative forms are there. One is tall plant and another one is dwarf plant. Tall is also height. Dwarfness is also height. And stem height is one character, but it has how many alternatives? Two alternatives. Skin color. Skin color. Skin color, if we take, black is also color, white is also color. White is also color. Black is also color, white is also color. So, of course, there might be one is dominant and another one is recessive. But this is also another character. And these are the two alternative forms. And blood group. Blood group. If we take another example, blood group A, B, AB, O. There are many alternative forms are there. So, dear students, all these alternative forms of a character, remember what I am saying is, all these alternative forms of a particular character. For example, stem height has two alternative factors and skin color has two alternative factors. Blood group has four different types of factors. So, these are called alleles. You may ask me one question, that how these alleles are formed. Earlier, there was only one allele to represent one character. But due to mutation, now the different alleles are formed. There might be possible of more alleles in progress. It's a continuous process. So, alleles are the alternative forms of a character. And dear students, this alternative factors will be there for most of the characters, and they are called alleles or Mendelian factors. Why they are called Mendelian factors? Because Mendel, who studied this concept for the first time, Hence, it is called Mendelian factor. He gave the idea of tall and dwarf pea plants. So, it is called Mendelian factor. So, now you got the idea of alleles. Now, I will move to the next definition. Okay. That is dominant factor. Dominant factor. Dominant factor. Dominant factor. Out of two alleles, one will be able to express in the F1 in homozygous or heterozygous condition. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ definition, it is one allele of the allele pair which can express in both homozygous and heterozygous condition. One allele among both which is capable to express in homozygous and heterozygous condition. Which is capable to express in homozygous and heterozygous condition. What is the meaning of this? First of all, we don't know what is homozygous, what is heterozygous. I will explain it. For example, I think this is you studied in your previous class. Stem height is a character, correct? Stem height is a character. It has two alternatives, tall and dwarf. What Mendel did, he gave capital T for the tall and small t for the dwarfness. And he crossed pure tall plant with the pure dwarf plant. Earlier he was not knowing about this capital T, small t, giving those symbols and everything. He simply took one tall pea plant and there is a dwarf pea plant and he crossed the both and he got what he expected. He expected a medium-sized plant in the next generation. But surprisingly, he observed tall plant here. Tall plant. Then he came to know that tall is dominant over dwarf. So he mentioned it as capital T from father side, small t from the, capital T from the mother side. Here small t from father side, another small t from mother side. So automatically this is deployed to n. In gametes, we know only one set of chromosomes will be there. So I will write one t here. Here there are two t's. I will write one t. Then what happens? Those two together, it will form capital T, small t. So this is also, look here. This condition is called homozygous. Homozygous. This is also homozygous. And this is heterozygous. See, dear students, what is the definition? One allele among both which is capable to express in homozygous and heterozygous conditions. That's what they say. That's what they say. What is homozygous then? What is homozygous? Homozygous means if both the alleles are capital T, then also the plant will be tall. Heterozygous means if one allele is capital T, another is small t, then also the plant will be tall. So, but here it's not the case. When there is a small t, the plant will be dwarf. But when there is a capital T and small t, plant is not dwarf, it is tall. So dwarfness is not a dominant character. So tallness is a dominant character. Now it is clear to you, I think. Why tallness is dominant? It is expressed in both homozygous as well as heterozygous condition. It is capable to express itself in both homozygous as well as heterozygous condition. Hence, it is called dominant character or dominant factor. Next, we should go for another definition. What is that? Recessive factor or recessive allele. Recessive factor or recessive allele. What is this? Recessive factor or recessive allele. The factor or allelomorphic pair which is unable to express its effect in presence of contrasting factor in heterozygous condition. I'll tell you in simple words. The factor which is capable to express itself in, it is capable to express in only homozygous condition, but not in heterozygous condition. The factor which is capable to express itself only in homozygous condition but not in heterozygous condition. Such factors are called recessive factors or recessive allele. For example, look here. If I consider stem height as a character, whenever the capital T is there, the plant will be tall. Whenever both the alleles are small t, the plant will be dwarf. But whenever there is one allele capital T, another allele small t, then the plant will be tall, not dwarf, tall. So here this allele is not able to dominate this. Is not able to dominate capital T. Small t is not able to dominate capital T. It is failed to dominate the capital T. Hence, it is called recessive factor. So, dwarf is recessive factor, tall is dominant factor. That's why Mendel gave capital T for the tall and small t for dwarf. I hope it is clear to you. Sorry. Yeah. So, I think it is clear to you. Now, we'll move to another definition. Okay? We'll go for another definition. So, now you got the idea about tall and dwarfness. Hybrid. What is a hybrid? Another definition you should remember. What is a hybrid? Many times in your second PUC final exam paper, they asked this. Define hybrid. Hybrid is heterozygous offspring of two homozygous parents. What is hybrid? Heterozygous offspring of two homozygous parents. Sir, what is this, sir? It is very difficult. No, it's very easy. I will tell you. Heterozygous offspring of two homozygous parents. Tall, homozygous parent, so both the alleles should be capital T, capital T. Dwarf, both are small t, small t. Now in the gametes, only one allele should come because haploid, half of this. There are two capital T, capital T. Half of this means how many T should come here? One T, one capital T. Another gamete, out of two T's, how many T's should come here? One T, one T. So these two together to form capital T, small t, capital T, small t. That is called hybrid tall. This is called hybrid tall. This is called hybrid tall. So whenever we cross the tall end of plant, we are going to get a hybrid, that is heterozygous. See, this is heterozygous because one is capital T, another is small t. Heterozygous offspring of two homozygous parents. Two homozygous parents. Parents are homozygous. One is capital T, another one is small t, small t. So it is heterozygous offspring of two homozygous parents. It is called hybrid. I think it is easy to remember now. If offspring, this is called F1 offspring. F1 means first filial offspring. First filial offspring. First filial offspring. That means first generation, which is heterozygous. Now it is clear, I think. So, hybrid. Then homozygous. 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 What is homozygous? If two alleles are there to represent one character, stem height. If it is, we can represent stem height as capital T, then it will become tall. Small t, then it will become dwarf. Capital T, small t, then it will become hybrid tall. Hybrid tall. Here, both the alleles are same. This is also capital T, this is also capital T. Hence, this is homozygous. Here, one is small t, another small t. This is also homozygous, but this is heterozygous. If both the alleles representing one character are expressed in the same way, then it is called homozygous. So, what is the definition? They say, both the alleles of a character are similar. Both the alleles to represent a character are similar. Both the alleles to represent a character are similar. For example, capital T, small t, small t. Then heterozygous. Heterozygous. What is this heterozygous? If both the alleles to represent a character are dissimilar. Example, capital T, small t. It is called heterozygous. Okay, I'll continue this in the next class. Thank you.